y'all better strap in, because what I'm about to unveil is going to shake the very foundation of the NFL, and every single Chiefs fan within earshot better lean in, because this bombshell impacts your team's championship future far more than you realize. Before we dig into this tidal wave of truth, smash that like button, drop a W in the comments if you still believe in the Chiefs dynasty, or an L if you think the window's closing. And hit that subscribe button, because what I'm about to say, the mainstream media won't touch it. Listen up, we're not just dealing with some off-season noise or a headline made for clicks. This is bigger than one player, bigger than one season, and far bigger than the empty talking points recycled by ESPN and the NFL Network. What we're witnessing is a franchise-defining crossroads, a turning point that could either extend the Chiefs' golden era or send it tumbling down like a house of cards. Now, I've been in this league. I've stood in those locker rooms. I've felt the pressure when the weight of an entire city sits on your shoulders. And let me tell you, when a superstar starts hinting about final seasons and contract years, it's never just surface talk. It's code. It's the beginning of something much deeper. What we're seeing now is about far more than football. It's about legacy, longevity, relationships, and decisions that keep grown men awake at night. The Kansas City Chiefs have been the gold standard of the NFL for nearly a decade, and one of the primary architects of that success, right alongside Patrick Mahomes, has been number 87, the heartbeat of their offense, the safety valve in every crisis. But when whispers start about retirement, when a legend begins to publicly float the idea of year-by-year thinking, that's when you know the foundation is beginning to tremble. Let me paint the full picture. This isn't just about a tight end nearing the end of his career. This is about the potential end of an era, one that redefined dominance in professional football. We're talking about a duo, Mahomes and Kelce, that has tortured defensive coordinators, rewritten record books, and shattered playoff expectations year after year. But now there's hesitation in the air. Now we're hearing words like final stretch, thinking about the future, 1 year at a time. And if you know the game the way I do, you know what that really means. The countdown has started. See, when a warrior like Travis Kelce, someone who's defined consistency, toughness, and postseason excellence, starts talking about the mental toll, that's not just idle speculation. That's the internal conversation beginning to spill into public view. Let's rewind the tape to that podcast interview, the one most fans dismissed as harmless banter. But I listened closer, and what I heard, it wasn't just a veteran giving a polished answer. It was a man staring down the final chapters of a Hall of Fame career, wondering how many more pages he truly wants to write. And that's why Chiefs fans should be concerned, because this isn't just any player. This is Patrick Mahomes' most trusted weapon, his red zone assassin, his third down lifesaver. When the pressure is suffocating and the moment demands a play, Mahomes looks one way, toward 87. And Kelce delivers. Always has. Until maybe now. Because here's the truth. Last season, the numbers told a different story. Production dipped, red zone dominance wasn't as automatic. Explosiveness wasn't quite the same. Was it age, offensive evolution, fatigue, or was it something deeper? Like a man already mentally wrestling with what life after football might look like. Let's not forget, Father Time is undefeated. And while Kelce still has flashes of greatness, the question isn't, can he still play? It's, does he still want to? Because there's a brutal reality in this game. The hits feel heavier when you know the end is near. The mental weight becomes crushing. And suddenly, every yard you fight for becomes more expensive, more taxing. If Travis Kelce steps away soon, it reconfigures the entire Chiefs offense. For years, defenses have been forced to game plan around the Mahomes-Kelce connection. Double teams, bracket coverage, entire schemes designed to neutralize 87 over the middle. If that element disappears, defensive coordinators get aggressive. The field compresses. Mahomes is forced to rely on unproven weapons in the biggest moments. It's not just a personnel shift, it's a seismic tactical shift. And it doesn't end there. There's also the contract situation, a variable every fan needs to factor in. When a player of Kelce's stature enters a contract year, it's never just about dollars. It's about what's left to prove, what matters most, and what kind of legacy you want to leave behind. Let me tell you something that gets lost in the noise. Championship windows are fragile. They don't slam shut all at once. They creak. They shift. And then, without warning, they're gone. The Chiefs' core, Mahomes, Kelce, Chris Jones, has carried this franchise to greatness. But believing it'll last forever? That's a mistake history has punished time and time again. Y'all better brace yourselves, because what I'm about to reveal is about to send seismic waves across the entire NFL landscape. This isn't your run-of-the-mill locker room chatter. This is high-stakes, championship-tier drama that's got me fired up and ready to break it all down for you. Watch this video till the very end. I'm dropping game-changing insight that every true Chiefs fan needs to hear. Drop a W in the comments if you're still riding with the Dynasty. Drop an L if you think the Chiefs are losing their grip. And don't forget to slam that subscribe button. It's about to get real. Now listen up, because what's unfolding in the NFL right now has more plot twists than a primetime thriller, and I'm here to dissect it, layer by layer. I've been around this league long enough to recognize smoke from fire, and right now there's some wild delusion coming out of Miami that's got the entire football world buzzing. Let me paint the picture. There's a certain wide receiver down in South Beach running his mouth like he's already locked in a Super Bowl ring for next season. And while I'll never knock a man for having confidence, in this league, confidence is currency. There's a fine line between belief and straight-up fantasy. And what I heard this week had me questioning whether someone in Florida has been standing in the sun too long without a helmet. Let me remind y'all who we're talking about here. The Kansas City Chiefs. This isn't just some scrappy playoff team. It's the reigning empire, the gold standard. A franchise that's appeared in 3 straight Super Bowls, captured back-to-back titles, and redefined what it means to build a sustainable dynasty. They didn't luck into greatness, they engineered it. Through elite drafting, strategic acquisitions, and a culture rooted in grit, discipline, and execution. Since 2020, nobody, and I mean nobody, has touched the summit more than Kansas City. While other franchises talk a big game, the Chiefs play it and win it. They've weathered roster turnover, salary cap gymnastics, and the weight of massive expectations. And yet, when the lights shine brightest, they deliver. That's the DNA of champions. But apparently, some folks have short-term memory loss when it comes to recognizing sustained greatness. See, this particular wide receiver used to catch passes from Patrick Mahomes, the very heart of this dynasty. Knows what excellence looks like. He knows what it's like to thrive in a culture of high standards and higher results. But now that he's wearing aqua and orange, he's out here talking like the Dolphins are the second coming of the 72 undefeated squad. Now, again, belief in your squad is essential, but belief without substance? That's delusion wrapped in a podcast clip. Let me remind you, the Miami Dolphins haven't won a single playoff game since the year 2000. That's over 2 decades of postseason irrelevance. That's before smartphones, before Twitter, before half these players were even born. Now, let's talk about Andy Reid's comments in that press conference. Those weren't just offhand remarks. They were a declaration of total warfare. When Reid challenges Mahomes to push the ball deep, he's not simply outlining a strategy, he's daring him to unleash the full might of the NFL's most gifted arm. We've seen Mahomes manage games, pick apart defenses underneath, and play it safe. But when he's locked in on hunting big plays, when he's determined to attack vertically and strike fear into secondaries, well, buckle up, because that's when dynasties are built and legends are forged. Defenses pay a steep price for their coverage choices. That's when Mahomes becomes truly unstoppable. Let's rewind to 2022 for a moment. 5,250 yards through the air. Let that figure sink in for a second. That's not just leading the league, that's obliterating it. 435 completions, averaging over 300 yards per game, 41 touchdown passes, and hoisting the MVP trophy at season's end. But here's what makes the scenario even more electrifying. The arsenal he has now might be even deadlier than it was back then. The speed factor cannot be overstated. When Worthy is blazing past defensive backs like they're rooted to the ground, when Brown is stretching defenses vertically, when Rice is slicing through coverages like a hot knife through butter, and when Royals is making highlight reel plays that leave coaches speechless, you're looking at an offense that defenses simply cannot cover. They can't double team everybody. They can't bracket every route. And when Patrick Mahomes finds single coverage, game over. But speed alone without precision is just empty noise. What makes this Chiefs offense so lethal is the fusion of explosive capability with surgical execution. Mahomes isn't just launching deep balls and hoping for a miracle. He's placing passes exactly where they need to be, giving his receivers the perfect opportunity to make plays while keeping turnovers to a minimum. When Andy Reid talks about trusting his receivers downfield, he's talking about that rare synergy between quarterback brilliance and receiver skill that produces game-breaking plays at will. Let's not underestimate the psychological factor here either. Defensors remember 2022. They remember getting torched for big plays, watching Mahomes dissect them with both finesse and firepower. Now they're watching film of this offseason, seeing these receivers running past defenders in practice, witnessing Mahomes make throws that defy physics. That kind of legacy creates fear, and fear breeds mistakes. Defensive backs start playing on their heels. Safeties cheat over the top. Linebackers drop deeper than they should. And when that happens, the floodgates open for everything else. Don't overlook the offensive line upgrades either. When Mahomes has the time to scan the field, step into his throws, and operate without relentless pressure in his face, that's when the real magic happens. The synergy of a fortified front line and an arsenal of weapons creates a perfect storm that no defense is equipped to weather. But here's what really excites me: the motivation factor. Losing that Super Bowl wasn't just a disappointment, it was jet fuel. Champions don't stay on the mat, they get up swinging harder than ever before. Mahomes has been in the gym with a sense of purpose that goes far beyond staying in shape. Every throw in practice, every route in walkthroughs, every film session, it's all been building toward one singular mission: domination. The real question isn't whether the Chiefs can bounce back. The question is whether the rest of the NFL is ready for what's coming. Because when you've got a quarterback of Mahomes' caliber, a receiving core that can attack every level of the field, a head coach who's one of the greatest offensive masterminds in football history, and a locker room fueled by the bitter taste of defeat, you're not just looking at a good team. You're looking at a weapon of mass destruction. The Chiefs aren't just aiming to regain respect. They're coming for everything. The passing yards crown, the touchdown records, that elusive Super Bowl trophy. And most importantly, they're coming to make a statement that last season was a fluke, not a trend. What do you think, Chiefs Kingdom? Are you ready to watch this offense steamroll everything in its path? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button if you believe this team is about to unleash hell, and hit subscribe, because you won't want to miss a single second of the destruction that's about to unfold. Investing in young talent is essential for sustained success, and by making room on the roster, the Chiefs are setting the stage for a new wave of playmakers to step up. It's a strategic approach that has paid off in the past, and there's every reason to believe it will continue to do so. Additionally, these moves are part of a broader plan to ensure long-term success. By making calculated roster decisions now, the Chiefs are positioning themselves to remain competitive for years to come. The team's ability to blend experience with fresh talent is what keeps them at the top of the league. The front office and coaching staff recognize that adaptability is key, and they are continuously refining the roster to meet the demands of an ever-evolving NFL landscape. Beyond just roster changes, the Chiefs are also focused on fine-tuning their game strategy. The coaching staff is constantly analyzing game film, identifying areas for improvement, and adjusting their playbook to stay ahead of the competition. Every offseason move is part of a grander vision to strengthen both the offense and defense, ensuring they remain a formidable contender. The team's long-term vision isn't just about keeping up with the rest of the league. It's about setting the standard that other franchises aspire to. Patrick Mahomes' latest moves, the second story, is all about the man, the myth, the legend, Patrick Mahomes. Fresh off another Super Bowl victory, Mahomes has been making headlines for more than just his on-field heroics. Recently, Mahomes has been in the news for his involvement in a groundbreaking new business venture. According to ESPN, Mahomes has partnered with a major sports tech company to develop a new line of training equipment designed specifically for quarterbacks. This isn't just another endorsement deal. Mahomes is deeply involved in the development process, using his own experience and insights to create tools that could revolutionize how quarterbacks train and prepare for games. This venture is a testament to Mahomes' commitment to the game and his drive to push the sport forward. Patrick Mahomes, building a legacy on and off the field. In the development process, Mahomes has been using his own experience and insights to create tools that could revolutionize how quarterbacks train and prepare for games. This venture is a testament to Mahomes' commitment to the game and his desire to give back to the sport that has given him so much. The training equipment, which includes advanced throwing machines, virtual reality simulators, and biomechanical analysis tools, is designed to help quarterbacks at all levels improve their accuracy, decision-making, and overall performance. Mahomes has been hands-on in the design process, ensuring that the equipment addresses the specific challenges that quarterbacks face. In a recent press conference, Mahomes said, "I want to help young players develop their skills and reach their full potential. This is my way of giving back to the game I love." It's clear that Mahomes is thinking about his legacy both on and off the field, and this new venture is just the latest example of how he is using his platform to make a difference. But it's not just about business for Mahomes. He's also been hard at work preparing for the upcoming NFL season. Despite the short offseason following the Chiefs' Super Bowl victory, Mahomes has been seen working out with his teammates, ensuring they're all on the same page heading into the new year. His dedication to his craft is unmatched, and it's one of the reasons why he's considered the best quarterback in the league. Mahomes has been focusing on refining his mechanics, studying film, and building chemistry with new additions to the Chiefs' offense. His work ethic is a key factor in his success, and it's something that his teammates and coaches consistently praise. Making an impact beyond football. Mahomes' impact extends far beyond the field. He has been actively involved in the Kansas City community, using his platform to support various charitable causes. Whether through his foundation, the 15 and the Mahomes Foundation, or his personal efforts, Mahomes is committed to making a positive impact on the lives of others. His foundation focuses on improving the lives of children by supporting initiatives related to health, wellness, and education. While the Chiefs were stacking Lombardies, the Dolphins were stacking early exits and off-season tee times. But apparently, when you've got a mic and a platform, history doesn't matter, because this wideout took it a step further, boldly declaring that the Dolphins are going to take the AFC, not compete for it, not hope to make a run, straight up take it like it's already theirs. The audacity is staggering. Imagine a minor leaguer claiming a World Series before he's even played a game in the majors. Imagine a college sophomore declaring an NBA title before getting drafted. But it didn't stop there. No, sir. This receiver then crowned his quarterback, yes, that quarterback, as the best in the entire NFL. I've heard some ridiculous takes in my day, but this one had me wondering if I stumbled into a stand-up comedy special. The best QB in the NFL? We talking about the same guy who's never sniffed a playoff win? The one whose career highlight reel is overshadowed by concussion protocol updates? Meanwhile, back in Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes is sitting on 2 Super Bowl rings, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and a league MVP, all before turning 30. That's not hype. That's fact. What we're witnessing here is a textbook case of someone trying to justify a decision they know deep down might have cost them greatness. This receiver left the throne in Kansas City and is now trying to convince the world that the palace he walked away from isn't worth missing. It's like ditching the Yankees in their prime to join the Marlins and then claiming they're the new kings of the league. Absurd. At its core, this whole fiasco exposes a deeper truth about today's NFL, the difference between confidence and delusion, between self-belief and self-deception, between talking championships and actually winning them. The Chiefs didn't stumble into a dynasty, they forged it through visionary leadership, elite coaching, and a locker room culture that demands excellence. Andy Reid, the architect of it all, has spent decades mastering the formula. He's not new to this, he's true to this. And he damn sure knows how to build a machine that wins year after year.